Hi, I'm Amy. I'm living in Chrysalis, and I have a party to go to this evening, which is a rare occurrence. So, yeah, what was I going to say? So originally it was going to be my husband and I, but he seems to have come down with something. He says his joints are on fire, which is not comforting. So I hope he's okay. Um, so I am going solo. Not the first time I've had to do that, unfortunately, given that my husband has um, rather severe health issues. So, yeah. so so it's like I'm almost single, except I don't get to flirt. I'm okay with that. I really am. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started getting ready. I don't have anybody here yet, but of course, for anybody who catches me on the replay and isn't familiar with my channel, I do make up some some commentary. I try to inject as much comedy in as I can because it's fun and I like it. However, I do actually have something rather serious to talk about um, as we're talking about New Year, the Lunar New Year, but it still works from my perspective. This is CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made in the shade L20 because I am a Casper American. Oh, well, anyway, of course, while most of the whole New Year, New Me, that sort of thing was done at the calendar New Year, many people in the world choose, culturally or just choose to follow more the lunar calendar, and some choose to follow the solar calendar. So with the solar calendar, I think we all know what just the regular standard calendar is. I don't need to go into that. So the solar calendar is when we look at things like the solstice. When is it officially spring? When is it officially winter? And I actually did a video with a look inspired by the winter solstice, which is usually around December. It's typically December 21st. So I think sometimes it might vary by a day or two, but especially a lot of the old European cultures would typically go by the solar calendar. So, for instance, you had your fire feasts on the solstice, bleh, bleh, as I can't speak. But for many Asian cultures, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, I believe, Vietnam, Vietnamese, Cambodian, basically Southeast Asia. They follow the lunar calendar. And if anybody's been to a Chinese restaurant, a great many of them have those paper placemat menus that you can look through and see what your Chinese horoscope year is. J Girl Beauty, hi. You can go through it and see what your Chinese New Year's sign is. You finally caught my live. Yes, I'm so glad to see you. I really am. And I know I'm earlier than usual, but your girl's got a party to go to, hence the fancy shirt. Isn't this pretty? I got this for $10 at Peter Harris, which is a discount clothing store. This is freaking gorgeous. Thank you. She says it's beautiful. So, where was I? Right. Okay. So So the China, so the Chinese signs are, they have things like rat, which this year is the year of the rat. My husband's Chinese sign is the rat. He was born in 1972. I know I'm getting awfully specific here, but okay. Mine is the year of the pig or the boar. Some say pig, some say boar. I don't know. I've seen both. I kind of prefer the sound of the boar, but only if it's spelled B-O-A-R. If it's B-O-O-R, which I've been known to be on occasion, and I'll get into that later. Then that's a different issue altogether. Oh, you forgot what your sign was. Yeah, so, and I'll go a little more into specifics with the Chinese horoscope. Well, a little bit more into the year of the rat after I'm done with the makeup part, because I brought over my extra phone because, of course, the screenshots I took are on the phone that I'm using to film. Because, of course, they are. Okay, well, hi, Candy Bosco, how are you? So I guess the first thing I need to talk about, and she's not on here now, she's traveling, and good for her, but for traveling's awesome. But as a few times on my channel, I've called out brands and brand representatives, and even and even other influencers like I influence anybody, for bad behavior. So I've been called out on my own, and I'm going to share it and call myself out too. Candy was catching up on Candy Bosco's catching up on videos, and my life popped up. J Girl Beauty was going to go to Candy's channel, but I'm live. Oh, I so appreciate you guys. You are awesome. But and that also ties into my point. And whether it's through, well, okay, sorry, this is hard for me. I'm not typically someone who's very in touch with her emotions. I'm not. Every once in a while, every once in a while I'll get a little teary. Once in a blue moon, and my husband's like, "Oh gosh, she had an emotion," or someone will do something or say something. I'm like, "Oh geez, you hurt all three of my feelings." But I'm a bit ashamed of myself, and I deserve to be. So my sister put up some photos on Instagram of her doing these actually really interesting kind of retro looks. And as we've discussed or mentioned in a previous video, my brother and I have what one would call an a-hole sense of humor. And sometimes it's hard to draw the line between having an a-hole sense of humor and being an a-hole. And you know what, Frida? I'm sorry, I was an a-hole. The comments I made on her Instagram about her photos, oh right, the blood was, while they were not intended to be a-holy, they were. This is a e.l.f. Pink Lemonade cheek and lipstick. And this is a Ciate lipstick, because I'm looking in the monitor, and I look like I don't have any lips. So Frida, I apologize unreservedly. I was an a-hole. I was an asshole, and I've been an asshole many times. I'm one of those people that's I'm hypercritical. I'm hypercritical of myself, and sometimes I do that to other people. 805 Bird, hi, how are you? J Girl Beauty says she was an a-hole for a lot of years too. And there isn't anything I can do about what's gone, but I resolve to do better. I don't know. Is it less hypocritical or crazy or cliche or whatever to make New Year's resolutions on a lunar New Year rather than the calendar New Year like everybody does? Good job, says J Girl Beauty. Oh, what, you mean the lipstick? Yeah, this is Ciate Pinup. The Ciate Liquid Velvet. It's quite good. Oh, you changed in 2010. Okay, awesome. Damn it. I do have tissues here, I think. I do. Okay, I have a couple here. And yes, I need to be better, and it's one of those things that 805 Bird says she never makes resolutions because she never sticks to them. Yeah, I'd largely gotten to that too, but this is different. This is different. This is something I need to do. And I need to stop getting teary because I'm trying to put makeup on. I've got a party to go to. Oh, yeah, girl, we all make mistakes, J Girl. She says she just keeps pushing. But, and I don't know. It's like, I think there's so many factors that go into it. As a child, I was like massively bullied. Massively. So not only did my mind, develop toward, the sort of nasty observations that people made about me, but I learned to be less sensitive, or at least be, at first it was just learning to disguise my feelings, but eventually I learned not to have as many of them, or not to allow myself to have as many of them, or show them, or respond to them in any meaningful fashion. So, yeah, that's a thing. Pardon me. Oh. Basically, I'm an asshole and I hurt my sister's feelings. She called me out on it and I deserve it. J Girl Beauty says mom did hurtful stuff to her and hurt others. And then she hurt others because she was hurting deep. God. Sorry. It's going to be really hard to do eye makeup if I'm freaking crying. I gotta get my emotions under control. Or have I been doing too much of that over my life? Well, I'm not going to just sit here and bawl. It's not going to do any good. So, buck up, girl. Besides, it's time for my... Actually, no, I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try a new base tonight. I'm going to stick with this. Why is this happening? It's like I see things pop up, but then it doesn't fully pop up. Oh, thanks, J Girl Beauty. I appreciate it. So yeah, and people in my life generally know that I'll do just about anything they need. If they need anything, they can call me. And if at all humanly possible, I will drop everything and help. But I was thinking of something my sister said once, and she said that the way we were raised it's like we were, we were somehow taught that it was more important to be reliable than to be kind. It's true. Hi, Jason. How are you? Think Dragons here. Hey, everybody, if you haven't, check out each other's channels. Hey, Jason, I'm calling myself out after being called out for being a dick. Or the female version thereof. Okay. Sorry, this is Mark Jacobs Dynamo Omega Shadow. I'm just using this as sort of the transition-y shade. But yeah, I did. I need to do better. I need to be able to actually deal with things. Oh, the Eerie Fairy! You came over from Monica at MAP. Jason also has this shade in eyeshadow. No, he doesn't. But Jason has a networking channel, but he also puts up these really cool music videos that he makes. It's like they're very 90s industrial, so for the most part, so they're like right up my alley. Yeah, and I guess sometimes I've noticed that my that my son kind of does the same thing. He'll make jokes, but they go too far. And I'm wondering how much of that he gets from me. In which case, that crap needs to change before he, especially before he joins the military and gets a blanket party. So, yeah, sis, I'm sorry, and I will work very hard to do better. Okay, so to glam this up, because I'm just using the gray as a base, it's not going to be my main shade here. Yeah, I'm back. Eerie Fairy, 90s industrial, one of my favorites. Think Dragon, no? Well, that's kind of what I thought anyway. What? Like one or two of them kind of reminded me a little bit of some old Nine Inch Nails videos. Oh gosh, I hope I didn't just put my foot in my mouth again. Oh, yeah, the spinning. I know, that happened to me last night too. But where was I? The Arcturus. I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah. Okay. But look at that color. How pretty is that? And oddly enough, I have these hoops that are this blue metal. My husband ordered some because he wanted to have some earrings, and it came in a set of 4. So he kept the silver and gold ones, and he gave me the black and the blue. And this is the first time I'm wearing the blue ones. Oh, it's also the first time I'm wearing this blouse and the first time I'm using this eyeshadow. Apparently for Chinese New Year, according to my friend, she she said that it's considered lucky or whatever to wear a new outfit. So like pretty much every year she and I would wind up going shopping for a new outfit for her. I can't afford to get a whole new outfit, but I do have a new top and a couple eyeshadows I haven't used yet. So I figure that, and the earrings I hadn't used yet. So I figured that's going to have to be as lucky as I can get. But isn't that just like real life? Sometimes your luck is only what you can afford. I hope this lipstick isn't going to be too much for the eye look, because I'm going to go a little ham with this. Okay, is everybody still here? I see it says 7 up, but I haven't seen anybody comment except Jason since I came back on. The Eerie Fairy's here. And dancing. Yeah, I'm probably not going to really be able to dance, maybe once or twice. 805 birds still here. Excellent. Excellent. Um, no offense to anyone, but I've been watching gaming channels all day. My ears are ringing from the language and guns. I must say, this is very relaxing. LOL. Okay, thank Dragon. I will try to keep my language good. J Girl Beauty's still here too. All right. See, I'm definitely going for a rather extreme party look because I so seldom get to do anything like that and be in public. Hard to text in the shower, J Girl. Yeah, gotcha. No worries. No worries at all. I'm just really happy you're here. Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's see, as far as the whole being an a-hole thing. um well, of course I'm Gen X, so in the especially in the 90s, we were all sarcastic as hell. I still am, and I mean I kind of grew up that way anyway, so it wasn't a huge leap for me. My I've pretty much always said that my gallows sense of humor comes honestly. My mom was a nurse, and so you wind up with a very bizarre sort of sense of humor from that. Candy Bosco loves my brushes. Yeah, I got these a while back at TJ Maxx. It was a set of 3 by Ellen Tracy for $5. But I love these, and I have my more expensive. These are like, this set is my most expensive. I have a whole bunch of these that I bought back when I had money. These are from It Cosmetics. I got a whole mess of these here. But I find with the techniques I actually really like these cheap brushes for at least some of the placement. But now I'm going to go into, it applies where it needs to go perfectly. I know, right? It's kind of hard to argue with that. Okay, so I'm going to go into my Urban Decay Moon Dust palette. Oh, 805 Bird, you're intrigued by my eyeshadow technique. Thank you. I've done some tutorials, and I'll probably do some more. Well, of course I'll do some channel, duh. But yes, I picked this up for $18 at TJ Maxx. Let's see, and this was like $8 at TJ Maxx. Totally worth it. Another $8 at TJ Maxx. Your girl's cheap. Okay. So I'm going to go into Vega, which is this beautiful blue here, because of course it is. Actually, let me. Oh, the hobbyist. Hi. Hello, how are you? Yeah, this is so pretty. I really like this. Now, I had been doing it all across here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait on this a minute. I just switched up my plan a little. Hang on. So I'm going to go into NARS Dion, like Dionne Warwick, but with only one N. This is beautiful, like kind of pewter color. It's not as silver as the silver in my shirt, but it's okay. It'll be fine. So I'm going to go in to Dion. Dang it, did I just lose the whole chat? All right. And I'm going to hit the lid with it. But I'm only going to hit the center of the lid. I'm not going to hit that inner corner there. I have other plans for that. Okay. There we go. Then this is where it always gets awkward. So awkward. Where was I? I'd been on a train of thought and it derailed again. Right. So okay. So Gen X, gallows humor, a-hole humor, being an a-hole. Now I'm going into Vega. I'm gonna just hit that right there. Ooh, look how bright she is. And I'm gonna just kind of meet up there with the deeper but still quite bright blue of the NARS shade that's really hard to pronounce. Ooh, wow, I really laid it on thick there. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. All right, people are greeting each other. Hello. Do make sure to check out each other's channels. We're a friendly sort of place here. Okay, here we go. Ooh. So I want to make sure it can be seen when my eyes open. Unfortunately, my eyes are so hooded. So it's a bit of a challenge to make my eyeshadow show. My eyeshadow show. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, here we go. So I'm really going to bring this up and around. And I'm not really going to try to blend it out. I want a much more editorial look. Oh yeah, I like how that's turning out. See, because I've got it coming up and it's very structured, and then it blends into that NARS blue. So yeah. Oh, okay. I am living for this. Not an everyday look. It's definitely for a party. And yes, well, red is the traditional lucky color. I'm wearing blue because I found this amazing top for $10. So of course I'm wearing blue. Besides, I look good in blue. I look good in red too, but the thing with red in me is it's the like the Chinese lucky red is an orangey red. And dang it. Oh, the hobbyist says that she missed Rhonda's stream this morning. Yeah, so did I. I caught it right after she'd gotten off. 805 bird. Hot damn, that looks beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I have been wanting the Moon Dust palette for a long time, but especially because it's technically just a topper, I'm like, I didn't want to pay the full retail price for a topper. So it appears to be on its way out because it's not on Sephora's website anymore or Ulta's, and it's at TJ Maxx. But but that's okay because I got this for $18 and I'm a happy, happy girl. And this is so much better than I actually really expected. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, okay, that one's a little close to the eyebrow. Oh, you just subscribed to Think Dragon. Excellent. He's a sweetie. Okay. So now I'm going to go back into trashing on my stuff. No, I'm going to go back into Dion, and I'm kind of a weirdo. I use a brow brush for my arches, and that's because I have such limited space. I forgot to do my eyebrows. Oh, I'll do that boring part in a minute. Okay. Where was I? Right. So is it's one of those things where just there I think there's so many factors. My mom was probably quite critical, was quite critical of me and well, I definitely inherited that, and that's maybe not the best thing. So I suppose we're just gonna do better. And I suppose I shouldn't get any deeper into it again, or I'm gonna start crying again. And now I have this fabulous eye look that I don't want to mess up. But yeah, Jason, but for Think Dragon, every once in a blue moon, I swear on the channel, but it's pretty rare. I just don't want to go that route. That is actually a little darker now. Oh, Candy says she has everybody. Awesome. Now I am going to blend a little, but I want to be careful because I don't want to undo my work. But oh, those are nice. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, thank you, Candy. She says I have the biggest, beautiful eyes. See, that's the thing is I need to learn to be better about saying the nice things, and I do generally to my friends, but for some reason, like I still do this, that kind of a-hole thing with my sister sometimes, and I need to stop. I really do. Oh, Candy has migraines. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. I had one, but I've heard they're awful. Okay. That's not too blended out, is it? The line is a little less sharp, but I think I'm okay there. Oh, Candy, I'm so sorry. Oh, J Girl Beauty says she had one the other day. Chronic migraines? Eerie Fairy? Oh, no. Okay. So, the rest of the eyeshadow I have to wait until after I've done concealer. But with this lipstick, I'm feeling like I want a gloss. So I'm going to break out my Pure gloss in, oh my goodness, what? You know what? I can't read it. It's a lip gloss. But the cool thing about the Pure one is it has a little mirror on the side and a light. So it'll be really easy to reapply at a party. And it smells like coconut, but not the nasty coconut like the Physicians Formula butter line. Oh my gosh, it tastes good. Oh, it even tastes a little coconutty. This is good. This is really good. Oh, Candy Sass is asking. Oh, J Girl Beauty says, get a daith piercing. They help. Is that the one where they put it like right there? Candy Sass is asking, how have I been able to travel and do such awesome things in your life? Well, I actually didn't get to travel until I was a good bit older. I did a foreign study in grad school, and that sent me to Australia and New Zealand. And then when I was there, because I was already on that side of the world, then when it was time for Easter break, I booked a really cheap student travel ticket to Thailand. Oh, bye, Jason. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll come see you soon. I've just been sleeping a lot. So, yeah, so I went to Thailand on that cheap student ticket, and then on the way home, and this was the crazy part, my sister was getting married in Honolulu because her husband was in or in Hawaii because her husband, well, fiance at the time, was in Japan. He was an active duty Marine and he was stationed in Japan. So so I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll try to. Their wedding coincided with my return date. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll swing by and see their wedding. Then I kept calling Qantas for weeks and weeks, trying to get my ticket fixed so that I could have the extra time in Hawaii instead of going straight back to LA. And I was actually on the morning of departure, I'm sitting in the Qantas travel office in Auckland, New Zealand, and I'm talking to the I'm sitting right across from one of Qantas's agents, and she's looking at all the ticket conditions and all that, and she says, I can't get you to Honolulu. I can't do it. I could get you to Fiji, but I can't get you to Honolulu. So of course my reaction was, Fiji? Really? Okay, let's do that. So I called my family and said, yeah, I'm going to be a few more days, and went to Fiji for a little mini break. Let's see. Then, as far as the European stuff, my dad's mother, my grandmother, passed away, and once her estate was settled, the funds were split between my dad and his two sisters. Oh, Candy says she's going on 44, never been to another country or seen the ocean. Oh, yeah, a little bit. Well, it was a long time ago, Candy. But her estate was divided between my dad and my two aunts. So then they decided, well, let's all take a little trip to Europe. Now, my mom did like a large chunk of the planning. She was a huge Rick Steves fan. So I have to say, my mom did a fantastic job of planning. She really did. The only like lodging kind of screw up there was my aunt. My aunt did that one. But it was kind of one of those things where it's like, we're kind of in and out. So like it wasn't just the block of us together the whole time. So like when I left a couple days early, and I went to London first for a couple of days or so. And then I'll read the story of my life and adventures. Oh my gosh. It's not that interesting, I don't think. But oh well. Then I did then I met up with my parents and one of my aunts in Vienna. I actually got in rather late, and they'd gotten a room for us at this one of those little charming places where the bathroom's down the hall, and we all have meals in like a big dining room. But so I wound up sleeping on the couch. That was like my spot, which is fine. I can sleep almost anywhere. I'm pretty tough like that. But yeah, so then we were together in Vienna. Kathy Juliana, hello. And so it was the four of us in Vienna, and then we went to Salzburg. And then when we went over to Munich for for tour stuff, and also we went in time for Oktoberfest. My youngest sister and my other aunt and her husband joined us. which was also pretty awesome. Unfortunately, my middle sister, which is Frida, the one I was talking about, who I'd hurt her feelings earlier, it was like my dad or my parents didn't invite her. They gave her some money, but I think they just assumed that she wouldn't be able to go because she had a young daughter at the time. And I know she was her feelings were rather hurt about that. So I guess a touch of insensitivity runs in the family. Like many of us seem to be missing a sensitivity chip. But yeah. But I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. And but I didn't even know that she hadn't been invited. Until much later. I'm like, ah, crap. But yeah, so my youngest sister arrived. My dad's youngest sister and her husband arrived, and then so we were all in Munich, and then Candy says, oh, Kathy Juliana says that she's never been on an airplane or out of the country. Oh, that sucks. Candy Sass says she's missing a filter. I hurt my sister's feelings all the time. Yeah. I know. We got to do better. We got to do better. It's like, and I know a lot of people complain like, oh, people can't take a joke or, or, oh, everybody's so sensitive now and we got to have our safe spaces. But, or, oh, I've got to be all politically correct. But really, I think it's just that we're moving into a new form of etiquette. For instance, when you see all these old, movies set in Victorian era or medieval era or whatever, there's a certain set of manners that everybody uses. And I really think that we're in a culture shift to just be kinder. And I think that's what's, be kinder, be more respectful of people that aren't like you. And I think that's a good thing. And I got to get with the program. Oh, let's see. Let's go back to this. No, they need to stop asking for the truth if they don't really like it. Well, yes, yeah, and no, but but there is a way to there's a way to tell the truth more sensitively, and that's something that I'm trying to learn. Oh, Candy, you barely talk to your sister. They don't get along. Yeah, I'm the oldest. Oh, I generally get along with them, but I know there are things about me that exasperate them, and I get it. I mean, I'm quite a bit older than both of my sisters. My mom had us all quite far apart. Like I'm nearly 5 years older than my middle sister, and then she's over 6 years older than the youngest one. So I'm 11 years older than the youngest one. And so it's just kind of weird. Like the youngest one is actually a millennial. And I'm sort of mid Gen X, and my other sister is sort of later Gen X. So, I sometimes I think like those wide differences in those wide differences in social or generational groups, I think have kind of had an effect on my relationships with my sisters. The three of us are all quite different, and it's not, and I think part of it really is the age difference. Let's see. Oh, well, Candy Bosco says she has issues with using your goodies to never have to work or have a life or get through life. Yeah, okay, I get that. Okay, so Candy Sass says she has 1 year, 8 years older, one 9 years older, and one 15 years older. Okay, so Candy Sass, do you find that the age gaps like really kind of affect your everybody's personalities? Oh, J Girl Beauty, you're in the middle and they treated you like the black sheep. That sucks. That sucks. I mean, we didn't have any of that. I do remember like my mom would keep praising my middle sister and to me. But I think what she did was like she would say nice stuff about us to the others, but not to us. So we all kind of got that bit of weirdness. I'm gonna go back in with this Vega and just kind of touch up around where my eyeliner is. Besides, I'm gonna hit that a little bit more in there too. Definitely want to. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Kind of blend those two together a little bit. Okay. I need to hit the blending brush maybe a little, just a smidge. Candy says, we have different mindsets. I'm a workaholic. One of them is finally getting there. It's taken them longer to mature. It's weird. Sorry, J Girl. Yeah. Well, family relationships are tough, but part of adulting is apparently being able to understand when you're wrong. Well, Kathy, you like the look, huh? Dark, sultry. I'm thinking of blue and sparkly. So sparkly. I'm loving that. I'm just going to do my eyebrows real quick. This is just that crap I'm trying to pan out. It's taking forever. I think the older you get, it's easier. I've calmed down a bit. That's what Candy says. Yeah, Candy says. I get it. I've definitely calmed down. I used to be a club monster. Okay, so right. So where were we? Right. So we're in Munich, and then my dad and mom, and both my aunts and my uncle all went to. They went, or no, actually, my mom, dad, and aunt went to what is it? Auschwitz. I didn't go. I didn't want to. And my youngest sister didn't go either. We wound up staying, those days when they were gone, we wound up staying with a friend of my youngest sister's who'd been an exchange student at our high school. So that was really cool. We actually got to be in a proper Bavarian household. I mean, like the mom wore like a traditional dirndl, like just in the house as like just everyday clothes. They were so nice. Very nice people. And the really cool thing was that her friend worked for like a really big radio station in Munich, and of course, since I'd been in radio, she offered us a tour. I had a ball. I think my youngest sister was getting a little bored, but I was in it. So they're showing me all their equipment, and we're talking, and I was just absolutely having a blast. That was fantastic. So then we went to Oktoberfest, and then my youngest sister and I took a train to Paris. And then I think around this, we took a train to Paris, met up with my parents and the one aunt, and then the other aunt and her husband joined us a few days later because they'd gone to Switzerland. Yeah, so we're all kind of like in and out, and which is nice because it's like we're not stuck with everybody the whole time, which I think a lot of family vacations kind of go wrong there. But I do have to say, as far as the sort of the big group activities, my mom planned beautifully. And she kept track of, she kind of kept track of like expenses and such, as far as the lodgings. It's kind of what, but for instance, like we'd all go out to eat. My dad would pay for the meal, and then we'd go to an attraction, and like I'd buy the tickets. So it all worked out really, really well. So that, and I feel so bad. I feel so bad that I didn't even know that my middle sister hadn't even been invited. My parents just assumed she would be able to go. And she is more sensitive than the rest of us, and I tend to forget that. And it's not cool. And I need to do better. I will strive to do better because I don't want to hurt people. I don't. Oh, why am I putting this on right now? Candy says, I love how you tell your stories like it's a normal thing to have these adventures. You make me feel like I'm with you on your trips. Oh, awesome. Oh, I'm so glad. I do love these. Oh, one thing that kind of sucked, I mean, not for me necessarily, but for my mom was, because she had so many like knee and hip issues, she did not she was not able to climb up all the stairs to go up to the top of Notre Dame when we were in Paris. So my dad and I did that, but she didn't do that. My eye look is so pretty. Thank you. Thank you. But then where am I going tonight? I am going to a Chinese New Year party. My friend and her husband and in-laws own a Chinese restaurant. And some of the other relatives own other restaurants. So like they kind of all pool together and do a big Chinese New Year party. How am I coming through? Woohoo! Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I hope it's gonna be fun. Originally it was gonna be me and my husband's like date for the week, but he's sick, so it's just gonna be me. It's all right. And I'm really excited because the food is always awesome because my friend's restaurant does the food, and because my friend has celiac disease, that there's generally a good selection of gluten-free food. Yes, which is really hard to get in real life. Okay, let's do that so I can do the other. Let's fix this so I can get all cute. Okay, so in Paris, I don't have celiac disease. At least I didn't test positive for it. I did the tests. However, I do seem to have a sensitivity. So I was having a bunch of unpleasant issues, and once I stopped eating gluten, those issues went bye-bye. And so I'm gluten-free for life. Oh, you have celiac disease? Oh, that sucks. But yeah, my mom and my bestie both have it. Or no, not my mom, my sister and my bestie. My mom is no longer with us. Yeah. Oh, it sucks. It sucks. Okay, let's see. Let me just hit that real quick. And I'm starving. I'll probably grab a candy bar on the way so I don't make it like a total disgrace of myself at the buffet. Okay, right, so I've powdered. Let me just hit under there real quick a little bit with a smidge of powder, and then it is time for setting spray. I thought I was going to have time to do Chinese horoscope stuff, and I don't think I'm going to, because unfortunately the food is so amazing that even the gluten-free stuff gets gone real quick. And I want to make sure that there's going to be food for me. Oh, Candy Sass is doing keto for diabetes and fibromyalgia, but it helps with the celiac too. Yeah. Well, and a lot of times, especially when people are new to gluten-free, they wind up with a more keto diet because they cut out so many bread products. Then again, you know how many naked burgers I've had in my life? Or it's like, oh, here's the chicken salad. It's like, come on, get some real food. All right, mascara. Yeah, it is such a drag. It's such a drag. Oh, why am I doing mascara before I do the other? Oh well, it's fine. I'll make it work. J-Girl Beauty, there's so much more gluten-free food than there used to be. It's my bestie was diagnosed with celiac at 20, and there was nothing. She had to make her own flour mixes and learn how to, she had to completely relearn how to cook. Oh, J-Girl Beauty. Okay, well, we'll catch you later, hun. I'm wrapping up anyway. I gotta get going. Since you're 13. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. Okay. I was thinking something, and once again, my train of thought is completely derailed. Well, see, I never really learned to cook in the first place, so I'm okay. See, I'm a terrible cook. Oh, I was going to tell a quick story about my youngest sister. So she somehow she overslept for her flight back. So she didn't have any money. She was just going to take public transport to the airport, but she was late. So she so I gave her like 50 euros and called a cab for her. So she goes and gets to the airport, and poor thing, she'd missed her flight, and so she's sitting there just blubbering, and they took care of her, but it would they were initially going to try to charge her for to change her flight since she'd missed hers, but she didn't have any money, and she's just blubbering, poor thing. So they took care of her, which is good. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm going into graphite for this last little bit. Woo! That is a low. I think I went too far there. Oh well, I'm gonna go with it. I'm just gonna go with it. Maybe? Or is that ridiculous? That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Okay, let me kind of blend some of that out. See if I can make it less ridiculous. It's like, that is not as light as I expected it to be. Okay, I think it looks better now that I kind of blended that out. I can live with that. I think we're good. Oh, right, the eyebrow. Let's sharpen up my eyebrow line a bit, shall we? Bit of eyebrow. Thank you, Candy. Okay, so I think this is the final look. This is just what I'm going to look like tonight, so I hope it'll work. What do you think? I think it'll do. Oh, so thank you everybody so much for joining me for my live. I really appreciate it. And I didn't get to do any of the other stuff, but oh well. There's only so much time. I got to get there in time to get the food. So thank you so much for watching, supporting my channel. If you're catching me on the replay, thank you so much. Thank you, Candy. She hopes I have a wonderful night. And Candy said I look gorgeous. So yay. Have a great night, everybody. And I will see you very soon.